Hello, hello, hello. It's our movie class. Today we will talk about the movie Wag the Dog. We will wagging the dog all the time. And Vasans, what is the movie about? What does Wag the Dog mean?
Wag the dog means, how to say that? The dog is smarter than the tail. So if the tail is gets smarter, then it will reflect the dog's body. So it will wag the dog's body. So in this movie, they implicates the society as a dog and the media as a tail. So they are trying to wag the society by showing some illusions through the media. So that is this movie about. So they are trying to how to call that fabricate the illusion to to cover the sex scandal of the U.S. president.
What is your favorite line of this movie? Favorite scene? What do you like in the movie? Vasans.
Yes, I don't remember. I should think.
Okay. Maybe something what you don't like, what you dislike in the movie.
Yes. Yes. The moral value. So how could anyone just do such a high level illusions for a single person, for a president? So he did a wrong thing. He should not have done that. But how could the people can support the president like that?
So they have a dilemma, to support him or to or to leave him in a bad situation. Maybe they think that it's common theory. We do a less worse thing. So we support him. He did something wrong, but he is a good guy, and America will thrive with him or another country. Something like this. Jorgen, what do you like in the movie? What do you don't like? What is your favorite scene? Describe it, please.
This repeating optimistic answer from the producer. But I can't remember it now.
Just nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah,
That's nothing.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And because he always have a story. That's nothing. I did that 10 years ago, and looks like his job is like that. Someone just killed. Oh, okay, it's nothing. When I filmed another movie, I had 3 dead bodies in my car. It's okay. Okay, so it's a good part. What is the part what you don't like?
I can't. I don't know.
Okay. Well, what to me, like, I like this movie very much because not in this exact way, but I can see that media often use these tricks. When something bad happens, they start to show us something else, something more important, something made up from thin air, and it always happened. It happened in Russia, in every country, I suppose. Yeah. So sometimes we in Russia saying that what they show us is just a war in Albania, and it came from this movie because we saying that it's something not important, something to cover the real thing. So and it's it's a good segue to Vasan's questions. Do you remember anything your government did to deceive? Sorry, what's the question? To deceive, distract the citizens from other issues. What can you think about, Vasans?
Yes, it happened recently. We have many examples like that. But recently, the government forced us to write an entrance exam for a medical admissions. So much of people were boycotting that entrance exam, but however, they conducted the entrance exam, and what happened is they were performing such a how to say that a person before entering the exam room, they checked each and everyone. So in a very bad way, they even removed their shirt and even their innerwears and everything, all the jewels and many things. So now that thing went viral, and the people forget about the entrance exam. So all their attention drawn to the how they did that. So not about the exam. So this is how media and governments does something.
I can remember many cases. The recent one, it's when we have some crisis in politics on Facebook, everywhere on the media, on internet, immediately starts the wave of nonsense. Something like a little girl was raped by some immigrant, and it overwhelmed all the media. You cannot see, you can't hear about anything else. Only that is happening. So you can miss 2 wars at the row, and people will speak about that. And it's so common thing that it's always happen. It's how our media works all the time. Jürgen, what about Sweden? Can you see that?
Yeah, sure, there is. Yeah, I can't give an example, but it happens all the time.
Okay, so it looks like a very international thing. And this movie can be filmed not about America. It can be filmed about any country. It's just, change the name and it still works. So, teacher Lee, recent example in America about such a trick.
Actually, Trump was an expert, a master at using this. What he did when he was campaigning is every day he would have some different outrage. He'd insult the blacks. Next day he'd insult the women. Next day he'd insult the gay people. He did so many dramas that the media couldn't focus on one because there was always a new one. So he overwhelmed the media with so many small distractions they couldn't focus on anything to go after him. So he did that actually a lot during his campaign. I think a lot of times our wars, like Afghanistan and Iraq, Bush going into Iraq because the weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. That was a big scam. He had no reason to go in there. He manufactured one. Oh, they've got weapons of mass destruction. We're going to save the world. Oh, there's none here. Wow, my mistake.
Yes. Masans, anything else? No? Okay, let's go to the other question. Let's recall about this shoe technique. It's again Vasan's question. So the shoe technique in the movie might have made the shoe company more productive and profitable. That is unintentional. But Vasans, I don't agree. It was intentional, I think, because they they showed some contracts with shoe companies after that. They had agreement like that. So, but some companies industry do some tactics intentionally, right? We call it viral advertisement or something like that, right? Is it the word for that? When some movie go viral and it's about some goods made by company, so it's a good advertisement. Do you remember such tactics played by any company to increase their sales in your country? Sounds exact company. Do you have an example?
Yes, but it happened 15 years ago because during that period we didn't have any such technology like now we have. So at that time period, even the highest, how to say that, the higher technology we have is a Xerox machine. So we have to go to the shop and take a copy of any paper, any document. So during that period, those kind of shop owners spreaded some a bit notice, or how to say that, a single paper with an advertisement, like say, if you don't share this information to anyone, you will die or something. It's a religious kind of thing.
Chain
So
letter.
yes, chain letter, yes.
Illegal,
So
yeah.
yes, they spread that kind of letters, and we were. I think I was studying I think it's my sixth grade. I was in my sixth grade, so I was a child. So I could not think about I could not think about rationally. So I followed that letter, and me and my friends went to the shop, and we took some copies, and we spread letters to someone else. So it happens.
Okay. Jorgen, can you provide an example of this scheme, of this trick in
No,
commercial?
no, sorry.
Well, actually, we have now many tricks in our commercials in Russia. Sometimes they try to do to make a commercials very bad. You know, when you're looking at this, you think, who can make this? It's just terrible. It's just impossible, ugly, and stupid. And people start to speak about that to each other, and it go viral. And I don't know. Salespeople tell us that there are no bad PR. Each PR is is good. So it's a new trend to make a very bad commercials. They trying to make offensive commercials sometimes, but it's prohibited here. It's impossible. You will be fine, and so they go to the way make stupid. Teacher Lee, please.
Again, Trump, during his campaign, used this technique. By saying outrageous things, he was in the news and the media all the time, and he didn't have to pay a dime for advertising. The media put his face in front of everybody in the country every day, and all he had to do was say something outrageous. So he got a lot of free advertising.
Yes, very, very good technique. How to use this technique to promote our site, Vasans? Should we record something stupid, offensive? No.
We need to get Trump to tweet about our site.
Yes. We need one leader in this. Okay, another question. Question from Teacher Lee. Conrad, the Speedmaster. Speedmaster is his how called pseudonym, right? Pseudonym, no? Speedmaster, it's like an alias.
A spin master makes something bad, he spins it around to make it look good.
Mm-hmm. I just recall they call him Mr. Fix-It, like this, in the beginning of the movie.
Okay. All right.
So the Conrad Speedmaster on Mr. Fix-It seems to have more power than one would imagine. Even to the point of having the movie producer murdered and disappeared. Mm-hmm. Not that the producer often asked Conrad what his job for the president really was. Also not that Conrad never seemed to speak to the president directly. Does that seem realistic to you? Mm-hmm. Jorgen, what do you think?
Oh, I don't have this open.
Okay, let me copy it to the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Vasans, maybe you can answer. Does it seem realistic to you?
Maybe because it is not a good thing, because it's a sex scandal, so it has to be kept as a secret mission. So it can be done by any other officials, some interpreter. How do we call some the in-between person between two people?
Middleman.
Yes, the middleman.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's very typical for Russia, when the real politicians just a face for someone, for some real person, and we call those person who are in shade. We call them shade cardinals. I don't know. Can it be translated to to English or no?
Well,
But
we say in the shadows.
shadows. Okay.
Shadow men.
Mhm. So they don't exist on the media. They don't exist on TV. They just make a solution, and the faces politicians say us about those solutions. So, and we used to think that it's a real situation here. So that's why I can easily imagine that the Conrad is some representatives of these forces, and he don't need to speak with president directly, because president like a face for this power, and he gets their orders from the one person but in parallel like that. So it can be realistic in my circumstances, I think. Jürgen, what about you? Would you like to add something?
I just got the Padlet here now. What do you ask?
My question, number one.
Okay. Conrad's, okay. Conrad was Robert De Niro.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
He was very, very powerful, apparently.
Yeah. Yes, he was. But
Notice that he got the movie producer murdered, and all he had to do was to raise his eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
And that told the guy, get rid of this guy, silence him forever.
yeah,
So,
you mean in
that's-
the end, yeah, of the movie. But is it? Are we sure he's died? Maybe he's get money and move to another place.
No, I think the news reported he was found dead, I think.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Mm.
But remember, De Niro told him, he said, when he was going to go public and take credit for this scam, De Niro said, you're talking about your life here. So De Niro was kind of warning him, if you go ahead with this, you may die, because I can't allow this to happen, So I think he was really murdered myself.
Yeah.
Like I said, De Niro was powerful. He just raises his eyebrows and you're dead.
But we have to admit that he not just raised his brows. That man, just asked him, like by looking at him. So what to do?
Body language, yeah.
Yes, what to do? Yes, with that. Basans, please.
Yes, I also don't think disappearing with the money is not possible, because he already mentioned once that he was doing that for pride, so he wants the credit, so he could not live with a closed mouth forever. He would definitely reveal that story to someone, so it will be a disaster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another interesting thing with that Robert De Niro character, that he wasn't scared about CIA when they was stopped. He don't care. He doesn't care. Just let's talk. In the same time, his partner, that lady, was scared to death. She tried to say, I am on medical treatment, I need to go somewhere. She obviously was scared, but not him. And another thing, what I mentioned, what I noticed in the movie, he never asked. I mean, that Mr. Fix-It. He never asked. He just say what to do. I need money. I need car. Give me $20,000, and we will go to the airport. And no any questions. Just telling what to do. So the real president. Please, teacher Lee.
Yeah, so somehow De Niro, we say he had the president's ear. that means he's very close to the president. So what he says is like the president said it. So when he first showed up, he said, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And boom, 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 boom. And everybody starts moving, no questions asked. That's why I like the blonde woman. He'd talk to the blonde woman and say, we need this, this, this. Well, that's not true. It doesn't matter. We need this, this, this. And she'd go do it. She just obeyed him implicitly because he had power. What he said was law.
But another interesting thing, I just recall that sometimes presidents don't want to do what they ask, don't want to read speech, and they cannot force him. They need to to make argument to convince him. They have to convince him. Okay, so what is our answer? Powerful, but we don't know why.
Yeah. He never talked to the president. It didn't make sense,
Yeah. Okay, let's go to another one. Would you like to do a job in which you can get credit for you got good work? So it's reference about this producer work, right? He did a fantastic job. He is so proud. He don't want money, nothing. He wanted just that people know that he could do that. Well, I don't know. It's not a big problem for me, usually, because I always do the stupid job, and I even can't explain to my wife what I'm doing. So I got used to that. What about you, Vasants? Is it important for you to take a credit?
Yes, mostly if it's a good work, I would want to take a credit. Really, most of the people want that credit. We can only see the people in movies who only do good things, but don't want credits for, like many soldiers doing some, how do you say that, some spy workers saving a world war kind of thing, like we saw in the 13 Days movie. So in real, or nobody, I think.
Jürgen, what about you?
I think I could do a job without get the credit. It's an interesting question. It depends. You can win something. Yeah. So you can. Yeah.
Teacherly, please.
All of us want credit for our good work. We want to be recognized, praised, or at least mentioned, thanks to so-and-so for his good work. Usually that does not happen, so I don't expect it. I have had a couple of surprises in my 60 years of living. One time, my boss gave me a $25 pizza gift card to go buy a pizza because he thought I did a good job on a project. So he actually gave me a $25 gift card so I could go buy a pizza for free for me. So he gave me a small cash award. $25 was the maximum allowed. I've had other jobs where after 1 year, if they like my work, they give me a little award for doing good work. But then for the next 10 years, you never get an award again. So it's almost like it's a fake, insincere motivator. You get it one time early and you never get another award after that. So some of those recognitions I got, I'm not sure if they were sincere. But the $25 pizza card, that made the biggest impression on me because that was cash. Here, you did a good job. And I always remembered that.
Very good, very good. Now I know what to do if I ever will be a boss. Vasants, your question or comment?
Yes, I wanted to share a fact, but I don't know about the other countries. But in India, especially in my culture, whether it's a marriage function or a housewarming function, we print an invitation to invite the relatives. So we print the name of certain people's, some relatives' names on that invitation. So that is a pride for them. Really, they think it's a pride. So people want recognition. Yeah.
Honor. Okay.
Yes, Anna.
Actually, we have an expression. We have an expression, honorable mention.
And in our IT industry, we have a joke. We have a joke, but it's common. And when you, it's like that. When you write your code, you have to know that we will give your address, your house address, to the next one who will maintain that code after you. So it's and another joke, it's like if you do that very bad, he or she will find you and you will regret for that.
I thought it was so they could call you for help. How do you do this? How does this work?
Okay, Vasan, so what is that? Describe it.
Yes, this is a sample of invitation. It happened 2 days back, and it's a marriage invitation. So it is the front page, and here you can see too much of names on that invitation. Yes, it's all relatives and friends, important people's name. So it's more important. So we can only see the couple's names on the cover, but all the other names are just for pride and the honorable mentions.
Okay.
Well, it's an interesting tradition as for me, because when we got an invitation in Russia, you can see only your name and the name who invite you. That's all. You never know who else invited. You never know what the company will be. It's always a surprise. But I don't like such surprises. I would like to have a full list of people. Like that. So it's interesting. Okay, so what else? Vasan's question about was producer murdered, and yes, he was. It's clear. They said that he has a how it's called heart strike, right?
Heart attack, yeah.
Heart attack. Heart attack.
Massive heart attack. Yeah.
Vasans, please.
Yes, and the news reporter also mentioned in the at last there was a bombing, right? So I thought it might have happened, or they might have dropped a bomb on the shop, I think, because they know they exported the show, the, how do we call the prisoner, the military prisoner to USA. So they stopped at the shop for a drink. That's where he got shot and dead. So I don't know, that bombing might have happened there. I'm not sure.
I don't know. You know, I can't remember any bombing, except that they noticed that they filmed the previous war in some in some place. They said we made this bombing in 1 to 10 scale, and it became a picture of war.
Yeah.
So what else? How could they convince the citizens that the soldier was dead? Well, actually, there wasn't such a scene in the movie, but I think it was simple. They just said, you know, he was tired. He from behind the enemy lines. Something bad happened. I don't think that it was hard, too hard at least. We covered all the questions, I think, because all my questions just repeat what we already said. Yes, right. Okay, so let me try to share the picture with our picture size. Picture this exercise. Don't forget, so screen sharing. Wag the Dog. Present. Can you see it? I see. So Stanley, Winifred, Conrad, the names of them. What about actors, gentlemen? Do you like the acting in the movie?
Yes, initially I thought it was it was Al Pacino. The movie producer looked like Al Pacino, but actually he's not. Right?
I like it, De Niro action. I like it very much. That guy who played on guitar, the compositor, or how they call it, the pretty old-fashioned and so deep inside the music. I liked him. Who else? Okay. So why does the dog wag its tail? It's a funny joke in the movie. Okay, let's start from this one. It's house of this producer, I think. And we see some parking lot, very fancy one, circle parking lot with a limo, usually. Is it limo?
Limousine.
Limo and bird bath. So birds taking baths in this place.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a good place for bird watching, or how they call it, bird.
Maybe. Yeah.
And nice panoramic view, all the town, all the skyscrapers, skies, town. So I would like to live in that place.
Nice view. Yeah.
Yes, and what else? The stairs, right? Can we call it stairs?
Stairs or steps. Usually outside we call them steps.
Steps. So what else? I don't know. Vasans, can you add something?
And handrails, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Handrails. And the compound walls around.
Wall
Around the-
behind the cars. Oh.
Please, once more time, please, Jürgen.
I think what Vasant said wall, or
Wall,
Yeah.
right?
behind the second car, I mean.
Oh, wall. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Concrete wall. Or plaster.
different height.
So it looks like it's all located on the hill, so it's for safe, I think, or just to I don't know, to show the borders of this, something like this. Plaster wall, concrete or plaster wall?
Plaster. Yeah, it should be plaster.
Plaster. Okay. So what else?
Also, the hill may go down, so that wall may serve a safety purpose. So you don't drive your car down the hill.
So what is banisters? Banisters.
It's another word for a fancy handrail.
I see. It's and we get
Ground. Sorry, the ground is small squares or
Kind of a brick deck.
brick deck. Ah,
Yeah, small bricks. Yeah.
can we call it like tile or not?
I'd call it bricks. These are actually small bricks.
So it's a floor made of bricks, right? Like something like this. Okay,
Yeah,
what else?
I'd call it a large driveway or a large entry area. I don't know what to call it.
Maybe parking, not a parking.
I don't think it's really a parking. It's not a parking lot. It's more of a loading unloading zone.
I see.
They drop you off at the front door and then they drive away. So it's kind of a loading unloading zone.
And we can see built-in lights in the wall and in the steps. So it's pretty fancy and looks like a very expensive house, I would say. Much expensive than one when I live. Okay, another one. Vasans, please describe this picture.
Okay, I think I am the right one to describe the guitar. Okay, two people, two musicians holding guitar and composing the songs. And they are holding guitars, and it's a neck, and it has strings, 6 strings, and it's called acoustic guitar, I think. It's not an electrical guitar. And the guy with the long hair wears a hat, and he has I think the elderly guy wears three. How do we call 3-piece suit? Suit.
Three-piece suit,
A
maybe.
vest.
I can't tell. Yeah, wearing a suit. Yep.
Yes, and that's it. I think that's all.
Can we call this hat like a cowboy style hat? What's the name for it?
It's almost like a cowboy hat.
And they do some improvisation. Can we say that? Some improvisation. They sit in front of each other and try to help each other to invent the melody, invent the words, try again and again. How we call this approach?
Trial and error. Some trial and error.
Trial and error. Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds good. Let's go with this. Boom, boom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that the long-haired guy's left hand is holding the handle of the guitar. On the handle of the guitar, there are actually some little we call them tuning keys you can turn, and they tighten the strings tighter or looser to change the key or the pitch. So that's how you tune the guitar, is you turn those keys to tighten the strings tighter.
I see. On his wrist, he has something fancy. I don't know what is that. Red and blue.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Some hipster things. I don't know.
maybe a bracelet. Yeah.
Okay. And I like the music in the movie very much. You know, the result of this music was a good one. Freedom. Very good. And I like that song of Canadian Guards. We guard our freedom. Very good. The music was good. So another one is a scene when they trying to convince president to deliver a speech. They bring together a lot of female secretary, and try to deliver speech to them.
Right. A dry run.
A dry run. Okay, a dry run. So, Jorgen, can you please describe us this picture?
Yeah, after the presentation, everyone started to cry and leave as they leave the room.
Yes, and it was very persuading, very convincing, right? When every lady is crying, it means the speech is good. So it's touchy feeling. It's go through your heart. Something like this. Okay, so we can see some medallion. Medallion. It's for embellishing, probably, or some award.
Sometimes an award like the Olympics might give you a medallion.
Award, medallion. What else? Security badge, American flag on the back pane. Nothing more.
Not too much.
Okay, let me switch it. The same room, right? The same room without secretary. And Vasant, please.
No, I wonder why should any woman wear the medal when she go into the president's room?
I don't know. It doesn't look normal to be wearing a medallion, so I don't know.
Maybe it might be a war medal because her husband or son
could
dead
be.
in a war.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, let me see another time. Well, what I know about war awards, it's always have, at least in Russia, it always have a special stripe, not a chain, but special stripe with a fixed colors. And sometimes when you don't want to wear a medal, you can just take a small piece of this stripe and put it somewhere, and by color code, people know what is that. So like that. So for me, it looks like something for embellishing, not a award.
Yeah. Could be.
So what else? Let's start from another one.
Okay, I think it's a movie producer inspecting the room of the president, and there was a little statue of a figurine. We call it figurine.
Figurine.
Okay, figurine, an ornate desk, and busts. What do you call it? It's sculptures.
Heads. Yeah.
Okay, and flags of United. Yeah, how to say that? American flag, and another one. I think it's
Yeah, I'm
Canada.
not sure what the blue flag is. I don't know.
And a lamp and wall lamps and sofa, couch, or maybe. And I think that's it.
Jürgen, please.
Yes. So, what's the name of the two lamps behind the left flag?
Just a wall lamp. No name really. Just wall lamp.
So what else? Drapes, ornate desk. Ornate desk because of this. What is
wood carving?
Wood carving. What is interesting is that I cannot imagine a sofa in official building in Russia.
Really?
Yes, it's always like strict. It's always strict. It's chairs and nothing that can make you be soft or feel weak, something like this. What sounds? You have a question?
Yeah, no, I just want to share a fact about that figurine. So, do you know the fact about the position of horse legs?
No, tell us.
No, it's different because if the horse two legs are in the air, it means he died in a battlefield with when he was fighting with the enemies. And if the leg is one leg is in the air, he was taken to the camp and he was dead. He was wounded on the battlefield and he was taken to the camp and he died. And four legs are on the earth. He died by the natural process. It's an interesting fact.
Okay.
Okay. So that's all, right? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Street view. So who wants to start? Jürgen, please.
It's Times Square. And
Times Square. Okay.
on the picture is the
soldier Schumann.
yeah. Yes, his profession was serviceman. And there is this message, courage, man.
Mm-hmm.
And, Bugs Bunny, cartoon, and lots of advertisements.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You can see a police department there, New York Police Department.
Yes.
Yes, and this title, New York Police Department, kind of unserious, I would say, like a cartoon. Red and blue. I can't imagine that in Russia.
We call them NYPD. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What sounds, please?
Yes, how do we call that? Rolling advertisements. Do we have any term for that?
Scrolling advertisements. Usually we call them banners.
I know word mark you, something like this.
Marquee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Is it related? So a lot of advertisement. We can't ever see such in our towns. And
Oh.
what? Yes, it's maybe one few posters, not so many.
We have advertising everywhere. Everywhere.
I think that's why they put that cartoon kind of New York Police Department advertisement, because it has to be differentiated by the other advertisements.
Good point.
Okay, so crosswalk. I learned this word only recently, and I can see that not too many places to walk around. So it's you probably for most the place for cars, not for people.
Yeah, usually in America, yeah. We don't have too many pedestrian areas like you do.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, we're all
So,
cars.
And Bugs Bunny, it's a little rabbit, from another movie, another nice movie, and I forgot this name. Sans, do you know that? Who steal the rabbit? Something like that. Okay.
That's Roger Rabbit, right?
So it's different.
That's a different cartoon, different character. Yeah.
Okay. So I messed it.
Bugs Bunny
what
is the one that says, "Yeah, what's up, Doc? What's up, Doc?"
Okay. TDK, I don't know. It's it's an old-fashioned industry which produce tapes recorders, right?
Probably, yeah.
I heard some cassette. Can we call it cassette? It's a
Cassettes, video cassettes, and something else.
okay. Phew. I think it's all. That's all.
Basant had a question.
Actually, I wanted to ask, what is downtown? Is that a center of the city?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Downtown is a general word for the middle of town.
And perhaps all the activity, that skyscrapers, theaters, and cinemas are in downtown, right?
We have a nice song called Downtown. It's an old song by Petula Clark, and it's about going downtown where all the action and excitement is.
We played it in radio all the time. That's my one.
Okay, good. Okay, so another one about bridge. Let me describe that. So we can see a town and a bridge from the position of bird or helicopter from the top.
Bird's eye view. Okay.
And bridge is very fancy. Has some construction, iron girder. I don't know.
Girder, old style, yeah.
Iron girder bridge. So it's old style. And what else? A fancy skyscraper with a triangle roof.
Yeah.
And I read an article. They said that these roofs were invented to allow the sun to pass inside the town, because when it's square, it's all the town in shadow.
Okay.
When it's a triangle, some sunshine can reach the floor of the town, and it's not so depressive for people. And in those articles, they say that there is a law in New York to build only skyscrapers with triangle roof from some point, something like that, because they found it's good for town.
Okay.
So what else? It's a car bridge, not
cars,
much train. Cars.
You can see two cars. There's two cars on it.
And probably it's you have to pay to cross it, right? Usually.
Probably not.
Not? Mm-hmm.
Most of our bridges are free.
Okay. I just I just read another article about America. It was very interesting that you have some bridges when you have to pay. It's impossible to understand because what to do if you want to read. Another interesting thing that you cannot cross the bridge afoot. You need a car for that. Is it right?
Usually we have a pedestrian walkway on the side. Okay, usually, but not always.
I see. Maybe the article was about some particular bridge, not about in general.
Yeah.
So what else? It's a down, right? Can we, how we call when sun is setting down?
Sunset.
Sunset. Okay, it's sunset. The sun is red, and that's why it's a dark picture. So what else? We can see a crane, right, in the center, which is probably for another skyscraper. Some construction, some building site. I don't know. So that's all. What we can add.
Okay. Jorgen's asking, what does "don't change horses in midstream" mean? That means stay loyal to your candidate, or have faith and continue the course you're on.
Mhm.
Don't quit in the middle and make a big change and maybe not finish the project.
Mhm.
So
Thank you.
stay the course. Have confidence in your actions and keep going.
Actually, that advertisement about "don't change horse" makes our producer mad.
Well, it's stupid. It's an old saying, and they keep repeating it over and over. They never change it.
He was offended. He was offended by the idea that it could work. So they started to think, what if people really believe that because of this advertisement, people really like the president, just
Yeah.
because they don't change forces in the midstream.
Yep, repetition, brainwashing.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
So, Vasans, the last one. What we can see here?
And it's a rural gas station with a gas pumps, and the roof, I think they are made by wood, and there's electrical power lines and electrical posts and telephone pole also, and a guy wire line. It is for earthing the
For support.
support, and a public phone also there, and mud puddles due to heavy rains, I think. You can see a vehicle, a car, and another. I think it's for agriculture. It's used for harvesting. I think.
Yeah, I can't
Yes,
tell.
and few more people. That's it.
Jürgen, please.
Yeah. What do you call this building? Or
It's just a roof, maybe in a home we'd call it a carport. It's just a roofed area to keep the rain off your head.
Okay.
And we still have on our gas stations. So on our gas stations, always there is a roof when you park inside. And I like in this picture this big agricultural car. I don't know for harvesting, as Vasan said. How we call that? Combine? No, combine is a Russian word for that.
Maybe it might be a combine, some kind of harvesting machine.
Harvesting machine.
Could be.
So it's always big. I used to live in a rural area, and I like this car because they're enormous big. You cannot meet something so big, and it's good to jump around. So what else here? It's a driveway on the right, where is combined site.
It's probably a road. There's probably a road over there. Maybe the black asphalt is a road. And this area here is just dirt. It's not paved.
So it's what this picture is trying to say us. So it's just in the middle of nowhere, right? So it's no any civilization here. Still combiners, very old buildings, no pavement, and so on.
Reminds me of India.
Rural Russia as well.
Really? Okay.
But without roofs.
No snow, yeah.
Yes, because of snow. Yes, this roof is very untypical for Russia because we don't have a plate. How to say it? We always have to have an angle for roof angle. Never just how to say it, plate.
The weight flat, yeah, the weight of the snow would collapse it.
Right. Because we have a few tons of snow for each square meter. It can destroy any building if you don't have an angle. So, okay, I'm stopping this presentation because our time is almost over. We have time maybe for last comment. Anyone? Any last questions? Jorgen, Vasans?
No.
No? Okay, we have a list of expressions from the movies. It's the same as always. I just put down all the expressions, all the words which look strange for me or unknown or uncommon and so on, and teacher Lee explain it, each of them. So you can play this game too if you want. Just put it in the list and you will receive explanation. So I will copy all our chat and expressions list to the Medrook site. So please visit, please write your expressions and so on. And I think that's all for today. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.